Democratic race. Senator Elizabeth Warren is attacking Joe Biden. Biden's going after Pete Buttigieg, and Buttigieg is taking a jab at Senator Warren. But at the end of the day, who's actually winning over the voters to be the Democratic nominee? CNN's Abby Phillip reports it's not just a fight for votes, it's a fight for what the Democratic Party stands for.
If you can't bring the country together, we're in real trouble.
In the 2020 race, some Democrats are pitching themselves as healers.
I am running to be the president who can do that, who can gather up those pieces and bring the American people together.
While others present themselves as fighters.
When I got into the race for president, I knew what I'd be fighting for. I knew who I'd be fighting for.
With just 52 days to go before voting starts, candidates are in a fierce debate about what America will need in a post-Trump world.
What we need to do right now is galvanize, not polarize.
Buttigieg taking a jab at Senator Elizabeth Warren.
We will fight when we must fight, but I will never allow us to get so wrapped up in the fighting that we start to think fighting is the point.
Biden echoing that message, criticizing the progressive candidate's approach on health care.
These guys are saying, no, my way or the highway.
Warren hit back in a major speech in New Hampshire and without naming them, targeted Biden.
Unlike some candidates for the Democratic nomination, I am not counting on Republican politicians having an epiphany.
And Buttigieg.
We know that another calls the people who raise $250,000 for him his, quote, national investors circle. And he offers them regular phone calls and special access.
As Elizabeth Warren has stalled in the polls, she's upped her criticism of her more moderate rivals.
I'm not betting my agenda on the naive hope that if Democrats adopt Republican critiques of progressive policies or make vague calls for unity, that somehow the wealthy and well-connected will stand down.
Biden insists Warren is wrong, telling donors at a fundraiser that if we can't unify the country, you all ought to go home now, because nothing is going to happen except by executive order.
And despite their very different approaches, voters do tell me that they are deciding between Elizabeth Warren and Pete Buttigieg, a progressive and a more moderate candidate. That's one of the reasons why we've seen the attacks between these two heating up in recent weeks. Pete Buttigieg also said in a recent interview that Elizabeth Warren is offering purity tests to other candidates like him on the issue of fundraisers. That's a reference to the fact that as a senator, Elizabeth Warren raised money in a traditional way from big dollar donors and then transferred some of that money over to her presidential account. Abby Phillip, CNN, Washington.